in the States, they're doing this to pot shops. In Australia, they're doing this to tobacco stores. Crazy shit. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, April 13th, and this is a brand new segment that we're bringing to you on the weekends at High at 9 News. This is going to be the best of the Blacklist, and we're going to go run over the top stories of the week that the Blacklist covered that we did not cover on High at 9 News. So let's begin because there is a lot to go over. They were very busy this week. Thieves steal $30 million from a vault on an Easter heist and leave without a trace, and cops have no idea how they did it. This is why, and this is what the Blacklist says, they say, this is why cops shouldn't be given Batman's retired toys. LAPD doing things, and the press is calling it a raid. A gang stole $30 million from a secure vault in Los Angeles on Easter Sunday. I guess they found the golden egg. And that location is known as Garda World, a facility in San Fernando. The gang appears to have gone around all security systems in the facility, and brazen thieves stole $30 million in an audacious Easter Sunday burglary at the Los Angeles money storage facility in one of the largest cash heists in city history. The raid on Sunday night was carried out under the cover of darkness as the cash vaults held at the Garda World facility in the Sylmar area of the San Fernando Valley on the northeastern edge of LA, where cash from businesses across the regions is handled and stored, cops said. I mean, I thought those places were called banks, not storage facilities, but nonetheless, we'll digress. It is thought the gang broke in through a hatch on the roof and somehow circumvented the security systems to access the vaults and escape without raising the alarm. While there did not appear to be any damage done to the roof, local news footage showed a patched up hole on the southeastern side of the building. Debris lay around it, and though it is unclear what this may have been used for, as it was related to Sunday's theft. According to LAPD and FBI investigators say this is one of, if not the largest heist in Los Angeles history, according to the New York Post. And lies, the Beverly Hills vault was more than $30 million, says the Blacklist. And that part is true, that mailbox thing that they got over there in Beverly Hills was more than $30 million. But that was the government seizing it. And I don't think that this was the government seizing it. I think this was some brazen crooks that robbed the government. Because I'm going to tell you what, why would the government be holding $30 million in cash somewhere? And I'm willing to bet that this is all tax revenue from the cannabis industry that was stolen. I bet you after you go and you pay all those cash deposits to the CDFTA and the Highway Patrol escorts the money van off, this is probably where they go with your money. They don't bring it to the bank for some reason. I'm not sure why, but maybe you can share in the comments below as to why. But we do have a few comments from this video that we do want to read from some of the comment section of this post on the Blacklist. And we're going to start it off with, and excuse me if I murder your Instagram name. I do apologize. You are being posted down below on the screen. Ill Mills 3 says, how did they even carry that? 30 M's. Roughly 660 pounds of cash. I agree with you. I have carried a few $1 million in cash in my day, and that is heavy. It is not a weak task. That is for sure. My guy, Real Frank Wizzle, says, inside job, man. Come on. Always is. Can I get a little bit? Cute, Frank. Frisco Cisco says, hopefully it was someone trying to keep Biden and Zelensky away from it. Yeah, I went there. With an American flag emoji. And Holy Grail.chemistry says, so much for the Lufthansa heist. And Corbin710 says, they probably stole $1 million. The bank reported it as $30 million for insurance purposes. Well, Well. I'm pretty sure that this was a inside job, and that thing in the wall that they were referring to in the southeast corner. I've always referred to those things as soft spots. I've been in many buildings that have soft spots, and that is always your weakest point of entry if someone is ever going to try to break into your spot. So this is definitely an inside job. The fact that they knew exactly where the sweet spot was in that wall, but nonetheless, we are going to move on to our next story of the day here on the Blacklist Review. The Blacklist recently put up a poll where they're asking everyone on their site, where do you think your money is best invested? With a licensed business coming in at 12%, trapping coming in at 36%, cannabis stocks at 4%, and real estate at 48%. And I will say I must agree with this poll very much so, that real estate is probably the best of them all in regards to where you should put your money at. And I can't blame anyone that is investing in trapping because it's fast money. But nonetheless, and on top of that, also too, the legislatures across many municipalities have just made it an infallible market for trappers. Following up next, we have a former Florida highway patrolman and DEA task force officer stole more than 1,000 pounds from evidence and faces up to 60 years in prison, you guys. Jacksonville, Florida, a former FHP Trooper, Florida Highway Patrol Trooper, and DEA task force officer pleaded guilty on Monday to conspiring to distribute drugs, defrauding the United States, and illegally possessing a firearm and ammunition. Joshua Grady Early, 45, of Jacksonville, now faces a maximum of 60 years in federal prison. According to the Department of Justice, Erie was involved in stealing money and illegal drugs as a FHP Trooper and designated task force officer with the DEA. The money and drugs he stole were seized as evidence during the criminal investigations, and Erie would then distribute the narcotics for others to sell, extorting or accepting cash from the drug dealers in exchange for protection from arrest. Erie, in a quote, Erie and his co-conspirators stole more than 1,000 pounds of marijuana from evidence and covered up the theft by submitting falsified paperwork showing that the drugs had been destroyed. Erie, who had an addiction to prescription opiates, also used his corrupt activities to obtain illegal drugs for his own use. On one occasion, the DOJ said that Erie traded cases of firearm ammunition that he stole from the Florida Highway Patrol to a convicted murderer in exchange for oxycodone. And the widespread criminal activity spanned from 2017 to 2023. This case was investigated by the FBI and the Internal Revenue Service, criminal investigation with assistance from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It is being prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney William S. Hamilton. Man, oh man, you guys, this is crazy. It sounds like they had the shield going on in Florida, and this guy just got wrapped up, and it must be their season finale going on out there. But I also wonder too if this guy wasn't just a fall guy for some larger play at hand. And we're going to roll right into the comments because the Budfather has a pretty funny little meme going on with this, saying, not so funny meow, is it? Melt Dog Cookie says, the new Netflix special coming soon. Measy Grow 757 says, let him rot, with a Ray Donovan face. And Mike Deba _ says, he got greedy. He should have made a couple big moves, then passed the recipe on to the next person and been out. Like any good old street hustler, right? Exactly. Just keep it moving. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to move right on in to our next story. Coming up next, we have a smash and grab coming out of Seattle. And I think we have a video to play along with this. Am I correct?
Imagine waking up to a call from your security system and seeing this. This is the sad reality for Austin Bren, store manager at Forbidden Cannabis Club in Seattle's Central District.
These kids are causing property damage, destructions. They're taking out of the pockets of people who get up at 4 o'clock every day.
Around 3:20 this morning, surveillance cameras captured 3 cars outside the store. The group, ready with bags in their hands, gather around the car and watch as it rams into the building.
They backed it in, pulled back out, backed into it again.
The minute those doors come off, the suspects storm in.
11 to 15 people jumped out of the other cars and ran inside and started stealing product. As of right now, we're tens of thousands of dollars of product and property damages for the business.
Brent says the shop opened back in September of 2022. He says up until last week, they had not been targeted.
We had an attempted robbery on Friday of last week, so we were beefing up security anyways.
He believes it was the same suspects who broke in today and says pot shops need more protection.
Give us the opportunity to, one, protect ourselves, two, ensure ourselves in a way that it's going to be effective long-term for our business.
Police believe the suspects are in their teens to early 20s.
This isn't just one or two kids doing this. This is a gigantic choreographed event with no regard to what's going to happen to them because they know that they're just going to be let off.
The store is offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to the suspect's arrest. Reporting in Seattle, Brissida Holgan.
Well, this is just a sad tale. I mean, we see this oftentimes here throughout California with different smash and grabs throughout all different types of business, majority cannabis businesses, but we have seen them, especially here in LA, with all types of other businesses as well, and crime is on the rise in all of America's major cities, and this is just a shame that this has happened, and business owners, people that put all of their life's energy into operating a business to service their community, that these types of things are happening, and so we do definitely feel for them. And some of the comments, best comments on this post came from Catalyst CEO Elliot himself. He says, "Not even news in LA. LOL. Sad but true." And Ryan Nemakudo says, "In the States, they're doing this to pot shops. In Australia, they're doing this to tobacco stores. Crazy shit." Well, I agree with you. That is insane that is happening out there to tobacco shops in Australia. But nonetheless, that is just amazing. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. And finally, our last video for this weekend wrap-up. You guys are going to love this. I couldn't help but show you guys this when this came out. This is hysterical. This guy just nonchalantly, just chilling, rolling up his blunt right in front of the motorcycle cop. And there goes the motorcycle cop getting ready to blurp him. So whatever you do this weekend, guys, don't be this guy. And this had some of the best comments on there, so let me share those with you real quick. NoFace_718 says he was in the original comment section saying he just got a warning, LOL. It's California, bro. Ain't nobody getting a DUI for weed. And if we did, bet it would get dropped. That's because probably they're not prosecuting crime and whatnot here in the state of California, but nonetheless, interesting. Stepped_on you says, laugh my ass off. That's my little cousin. We've been in Hollywood smoking windows down a few times. Just sitted. No DUI, he says. So they says that they've been pulled over numerous times for this, sitting down, just parked and smoking, and never had a problem every time the cops pulled up. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Ivan J. Rubio says, must suck to lose on a tricycle. Worst part is he stepped on his weed and told him his rollies are weak AF. And he tased him for having ankle socks. Then he handcuffed him after he saw the glitter lotion he had on. That's pretty funny. That's pretty good. Very nice, Ivan. And I'm on some Queen Bee shit. Says, dude, I live here. The cop pulled him over to peep the car. Luke.W says, could be tobacco for a viral video. How do you not see that? Well, we do know that it was some tobacco involved in this video because it clearly he's rolling a blunt. And a Liz Life of Blizzy says, everyone saying you can't get a DUI in Cali for smoking is tripping. I got one in Indio because I was going 5 miles over the speed limit. The car smelled like weed, and then they checked my ashtray, and there was a roach that was still warm. well, yep, that is enough to get you a DUI in California, that is for sure. And whatever happened after that is for a judge and jury to figure out. Or maybe you just took a plea deal, but who knows? But I hope whatever you did, you STFU. That's right. Whatever you do. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to the Blacklist for providing this content for us, and as well as all of you for participating on the page that gives us something to laugh about. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Monday morning fresh at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast for High at 9 News. We are America's #1 daily cannabis news show.